All right, now, how's everybody doing? This is my very first stream, and I wanted to talk about that Kyrie Irving situation with the J community, with the religious community, with the NBA organization. I wanted to speak on that. Now, this has been lingering on my mind so much because this is going to affect all black men, black people in general. Because if you look at it, you got to think about the message that's being put out publicly. And basically what they're doing is publicly humiliating this man and trying to make an example out of him. We all know that. That being said, Kyrie Irving, as you know, I'm pretty sure you know, he had a meeting with the NBA press at the end of one of his games. And nobody really cared about the game. They were asking him questions about why he posted a movie that they disagreed with. And they basically were making it seem as if he was promoting a movie. He was telling people to go watch it and go da-da-da-da. He basically was telling black people that they were the first Jewish people. And by him saying that, they saying it's anti-Semitic. Now, me personally, I have absolutely no idea how saying the first Jewish people black is anti-Semitic. Because people all the time, I remember I was speaking to my father about this. And he was like, well, you know, actually, the first Asian people are, I'm sorry, not Asian. The first Jewish people are not black, yada, yada, yada. Really, this is da-da-da. He should know what he's talking about. And that's not the problem I had. I was like, well, that's not my problem. My problem is that they basically trying to muscle this man into submitting to them. And not only that, people all the time try to make arguments about whether or not Jesus is black all the time. And you never hear people out here causing a ruckus, causing a riot about that. You know what I mean? So let's just let people have their own personal beliefs, whatever. You know, now, there's 6 requirements that they want of Kyrie Irving before they allow him back on the NBA court. And not only that, they made it a 5-game suspension minimum. But after that, they told Kyrie Irving, not only are you going to be suspended for 5 games, we need you to do 6 things in order to even be able to get back on the court. And you want to know the crazy thing is, Kyrie Irving, he offered to donate $500,000, which I thought was a pretty weak move, because when he actually went up there on that stand at that table, he said, I got an army behind me. I believe in what I believe in. Nobody's going to force me to do this, that, and the third. And less than 24 hours later, he was issuing an apology for everything he said. He wrote an apology on Twitter. He deleted the post. And I thought that was extremely weak. I thought that was very weak. Because you got to learn how to stand on your word as a man. You got to learn how to stand on your word. Now his credibility is just tarnished. His credibility is depleted. His credibility is done. It's shot. Now, anytime he wants to speak up or say anything, people are not going to believe him. Not only that, he would have had the support of people had he not yielded in the first place. Had he not submitted, he would have had the support of the people. But he didn't even give himself a chance to see what would happen. He didn't even give himself a chance to let it unfold. He didn't even give his word a chance to stay solid. And there's a couple things I want to talk about. Now I'm about to tell you these 6 requirements they want of Kyrie Irving, okay? The 6 requirements they want him to do. Number 1, apologize and condemn the film he posted. apologize. We want you to publicly apologize and then backtrack on what you said, meaning your word doesn't mean anything. Completely go against what you were just telling everybody a few days ago and tell them that you were absolutely wrong and condemn it. That's number one. Number two, that $500,000 we rejected. That $500,000 we told you that we didn't want. Now it's on paper. Now you're going to pay that to us anyway. You know what? Never mind. Come pay us that. Give me that little $500,000 check real quick. Why not? Number three, complete sensitivity training. This is the emasculation of a black man. Of a man in general, trying to stand up for what he believes in. Not only do you got to pay me money, you got to tell everybody you was wrong. You got to tell them that that film is not correct. And then you got to take sensitivity training. So I know that you on code and you won't ever speak out of term ever again. Number four, complete anti-Semitic training. Complete anti-Semitic training. Anti-Semitic training. Now, we got all these people out here all the time saying things against all these other races, saying things against black people, saying things that are sexist, saying things that are abusive, harmful, all that. We have people doing that all the time. Mind you, I don't know if y'all know about this. When the Phoenix Suns, when the owner was saying racist things on a numerous amount of occasion, on a multitude amount of occasions, did they make him take any anti-hate classes? Mind you, he was a billionaire, and they only charged him $10 million. For a billionaire, that's nothing. That's like a 20. Did they make him do that? Nope. They didn't make him do any training. They didn't make him do any hate classes. They never made him do any sexual abuse classes, none of that. And the only reason they fired him, the only reason they got rid of him was because of the public. That's it. Because people decided, hold up. Why is he only getting 1 year suspension and a $10 million fine? That was nothing. So to make Kyrie Irving complete an anti-Semitic training course, it's so emasculating. Number five, meet with Anti-Defamation League and Jewish leaders. Not only are we going to make you pay this money, we're going to make you go through training on what you can and cannot say. We're going to make you apologize publicly, completely condemn the film that you posted. Now you're going to meet with our leaders. And they got to be convinced that you mean what you're saying. You're going to have all these people in your face telling you what you can and cannot do. We about to make an example out of you. We about to string you up in public. Because let me tell you something. A lot of times while these trials are public, is to make examples out of people. And that's what they're doing to Kyrie Irving right now. Make an example out of him. Last but not least, number 6. And this one really got me. I know the other ones are crazy, but number 6 really got me. And let me tell you how. It says, meet with the Nets owner and demonstrate understanding. Meet with the Nets owner and demonstrate understanding. Do you know what that means? That means you have to go to the person that's paying you and yield and raise your hand out. Yield and raise your hand out. Raise your hand out. I know y'all seen Planet A's. When he raises his hand out for forgiveness, you gotta rub the top of his hand for forgiveness. That's what you gotta do. And how are you not embarrassed by that? How? I do not understand as a man. How would you not be embarrassed, emasculated, and just completely, utterly just made a fool of, man. How can you not feel like that? Because that's exactly how I would feel. That's how anybody would feel. Imagine you promoting something that you like, something that you care about, something that you feel is right, positive information, something you feel other people should know, especially your own community. And when you do, the people that you're working for, they tell you, not only are you going to go back on your entire word, what we about to make you do, we about to make you complete a sensitivity course. Sorry about that. We about to make you complete an anti-Semitic course, complete a sensitivity course, pay this money, apologize, condemn the film. Do you know what that does to your word, Kyrie Irving? Don't kneel to them people, man. And I had a real problem with some of these other NBA players being out here basically agreeing and throwing Kyrie to the wolves. I had a problem with that. They just completely threw this man to the wolves. No support at all. And LeBron James, I'm not going to say what I really want to say about LeBron James. He one of the most moist, weak men I've ever seen in my life. And the crazy thing is, I used to be a LeBron James fan, but the older I get, the more I see he ain't nothing more than a puppet dribbling the basketball, trying to help our enemy neutralize us. That's all LeBron is. LeBron ain't nothing but a high-paid horse. That's all he is. LeBron James is nothing more than a high-paid horse, an expensive zoo animal. That's all he is. He the person everybody come to see, but at the end of the day, he has no more rights than any of the other animals locked up in the cage. That's all LeBron is. It's just his bowl get a little bit more water in it. His bowl get a little bit more food in it. His pillows are a little softer. His place is a little bit more cozy. But at the end of the day, he's still inside of a zoo. And they had the opportunity, these players had the opportunity to stick together and support Kyrie Irving. And if those players don't support Kyrie Irving, Kyrie, I beg you, do not fold. If you don't fold, people will support you. Yo, people will support you, Kyrie. Okay? I know they didn't support Colin Kaepernick. I know they didn't support, when he was kneeling to the anthem and yada, yada, yada. And a lot of players haven't gotten support. But what ended up happening when he finally did get support, Colin Kaepernick ended up he ended up making more money off the NFL and Nike than he ever made in his NFL career alone. Nike gave him $80 million. Colin Kaepernick, he actually was going to sue the NFL, and they settled out of court. Kyrie, if you decide to not go back to the NBA, which I hope you don't, you better not go back to the Nets. There are so many alternatives, bro. There are so many alternatives. And think about this, man. Think about how your family gonna view you after this. Think about how your children gonna view you. Think about how your wife gonna view you. Think about how your people and your peers are gonna view you, man. All your peers. How are they gonna view you? Your word is everything, bro. A man is only as strong as his word is. I don't care how much money you got, bro. I don't care how much money you feel like you missing out on. If nobody respects your word, they don't respect you. So I beg you, please, do not yield and submit to these people. Somebody has to take a stand. Somebody got to take a stand, man. Somebody. We have no leaders. Could you imagine if somebody like Minister Louis Farrakhan decided to beg for forgiveness and just yield? Could you imagine if he did that? When they removed him from social media? What would that make you think of him? What would that make you think of his credibility? What would that make you think of him as a person? What would that make you think of him? Think about that before if you ever see this video, which I hope you do, but think about that, man. Please do not go back to those people and apologize. Take your dignity and walk with your head high, man. Walk with your chest out. Because you got to also think, even if you make it back on that court, how the people going to look at you, man? How people going to view you, bro? And there's so many alternatives, bro. Africa got a basketball league. China got a basketball league. And for what I know, China league pay. They pay. They can pay you millions of dollars in China. They pay. The European league, they pay. They pay millions. Now, it might not be 200, 300 million, but it's millions. I'm talking about 50, 60 million. You can make that going to Europe. You can make that going to China. You don't got to sit here and let these people abuse you, bro. All right, man. That's my time, man. I kind of wanted to speak on this real quick because this was heavily on my heart. But if y'all ever get a chance, man, if you ever do watch the stream, you make it to the end, I appreciate it. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you next time.